same for you.
Yo, welcome back to the Underestimated Podcast. Manager, host, Jeremy. I'm back with another episode. All right, so today I got something a little bit different. Now, anyone who's been around for quite a minute would know that any episode that I've had prior to this, I type it out, as I plan it, and from what I type out, that's what gets read off to y'all, and that's what the information that ends up being shared with y'all. But today I'm gonna kind of take more of a traditional style of podcasting nowadays and just ramble on a specific topic. Um, and that would be Team USA basketball. Now, Team USA has been something I've been wanting to do or talk about for quite a minute now because I think it's definitely a lot to unpack. Um, but it wasn't anything specific that I wanted to really touch on, so that's why I didn't type it out or plan it out. I could kind of just sit here and ramble about it and not necessarily have a specific plan when it comes to it. So I think we can all kind of, come to an agreement that on paper, in comparison to what we've known Team USA basketball to be in the past, that this roster just, although I still personally believe in, my country and that they can get it done, um, this is respectfully, in a respectful manner, probably one of the more worst put together Team USA rosters that we've seen in all of the FIBA World Cup and Team USA basketball rosters over time. So now, with me making that statement, how about we go ahead and jump into who is a part of the 2023 Team USA men's basketball roster? So, for starters, from the Orlando Magic, 6'10 forward Paulo Banchero. Um, so, we all know about Paulo Banchero, 6'10, 250 from the Orlando Magic, number 5. Coming out of Duke, first overall pick in his draft class. I believe he was also the top player in his high school class coming out into college. Was taking everyone by the Orlando Magic. Has already gotten Rookie of the Year and our Rookie First Team in the NBA. I think if you want to look at the younger guys or I'm saying the rookies, Paulo Banchero is obviously the cream of the crop of what you would want on your team. Because he's going to come in and make an immediate impact in the games if he gets sufficient playing time. I think if he can get about 10 minutes a game, that'll be enough for him to be successful and make a substantial impact on the Team USA's roster. But to date, further back, he also was a McDonald's All-American in 2021, ACC All-Rookie Team in 2022, ACC Rookie of the Year in 2022, First Team All-ACC in 2022, and a consensus Second Team All-American in 2022. So dating back to last season, Paulo Banchero played 72 games total, averaging 34 minutes a game, shooting 42% from the field, 30% from three, 74% from the free throw line, with a 20-point per game scoring average, 5 blocks a game. No, not 5 blocks. Half a block a game. About 1 steal per game, 4 assists, and 7 rebounds. So now moving forward from number 1 from the Brooklyn Nets, 6'6", Mikal Bridges. Obviously, know Mikal gonna bring that. Mikal gonna bring that defensive presence. Judging by this list, to be honest, he's safe to say he's the best defender on the team. Well, no, Jaren Jackson's here. He's won a DPOY, so I can't firmly say that he's the best. Well, he's probably the second best defender behind Jaren. I'll make that statement instead. But he's gonna bring the defensive prowess to the team. He got obviously scored the best of them. He's gonna probably be a I probably see like a 13, 14 point per game score during the FIFA World Cup series. Um, and it's still, even with this roster being not too top tier talent and heavy, he's still one of the top players overall on his team. So to kind of piggyback on Mikal Bridges' resume, obviously, like just said, 6'6", 209, um, was the 10th overall pick back in 2018 by the Philadelphia 76ers, but was traded off to the Phoenix Suns, where he spent about 5 years there and got traded off to Brooklyn in the midst of the Kevin Durant trade. But to unpack his achievements, he was the Big East Tournament MVP back in 2018, Big East Co-Defensive Player of the Year in 2017, second team All Big East 2017, first team All Big East in 2018. He won the Julius Urban Award in 2018, third team All American in 2018, a two-time NCAA champion, and All Defensive First Team in 2022. So yeah, that championship pedigree. Um, Obviously, is no denying that the championship pedigree in college is not the same championship pedigree in the pros, but all things considered, it's still championship pedigree. Okay, so to further break down what Mikal Bridges kind of did last season, um, in his tenure with the Suns, for like the majority of the first half of the season, he played 56 games where he averaged 17 points, about a block a game, a steal per game, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, shooting 46% from the field, but playing about 36 minutes per game, shooting 39% from three, and about 90% from the free throw line. When he was traded to Brooklyn, obviously wanted or expected to take on a bigger scoring role you know, and definitely being the top, guy, and that was just making it his team. In Brooklyn, he shot up to averages of 26 points, still maintaining a block per game and a steal per game. Assist numbers drop a little bit, but only by one, averaging 3 assists a game, still maintaining 4 rebounds, still maintain a 90 free throw percentage, 37, well, no, 38% from three, 48% from the field, and 34 minutes a game. So he's definitely gonna kind of take on the role of, well, in certain moments, having to guard the best player on the opposite team throughout the World Cup, which he's already been taking the role of doing in the little few exhibition games that the USA men's basketball team has been a part of so far. Okay, so now moving forward to the next guy on the list, number 11 point guard from the New York Knicks, 6'2" guard, Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson. Now, Jalen Brunson is definitely one of the more unorthodox players in the NBA. I would like to say, because his playing style is just, I love watching him play. Well, my thing is, y'all know, if y'all listen to any of the previous episodes, something about left-handed athletes, more specifically in basketball and football, just are very intriguing to watch. Because it seems like their game just looks more, what's the word I can use? I guess intriguing to watch, because it just looks better, in my opinion. That's just my personal opinion. So I do like watching Jalen Brunson play just naturally. So I think it's pretty intended that so with Jalen Brunson, I think he's definitely going to be um able to kind of do whatever is expected of him on this team, whether that be going to get a bucket or being able to facilitate and get his teammates involved if needed to do so. He is definitely one of the more he's definitely one of the more smaller guys on the team, but still is a very fearless competitor, and that won't be too much of a drastic downside to the team's success. So, in a career year with the New York Knicks, this past season, Jalen Brunson averaged 24 points a game, about a steal per game, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, shooting 49% from the field, 41% from three, and 83% from the free throw line, playing 68 games, averaging 35 minutes a game, which from that stat line looks very, very good. And also going to be one of those top 10 year talent players on this team. That's going to have to play a big part and huge role into the success and the intention or expectation that Team USA ends up with, gold medals at the end of this FIFA World Cup. And to now piggyback on Jalen Brunson's career in retrospective, he has his number 1 jersey retired by the Villanova Wildcats. He was the FIBA under 19 World Cup MVP, so he does have some World Cup experience, but just with players under the age of 19. USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year in 2015. Illinois Mr. Basketball in 2015. First team Parade All American. McDonald's All American. Robert V. I guess that's Jeezy Trophy winner. Big East All Freshman Team. 2-time first team All Big East. Big East Player of the Year. Second team Academic All American. He won the Bob Cousy Award. Consensus First Team All American. National College Player of the Year in 2018, and also was a 2-time champion in the NCAA with Villanova, and was also a part of that team with Mikal Bridges. So he also has some type of championship pedigree from his college days as well. All right, so next up, gotta get used to this now. Now number 5 from the Minnesota Timberwolves, shooting guard, Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. I also take no judgment and no backseat in saying that Ant is the best player on this team. This is his team. He's going to be the catalyst and the driving force to where this team ends up at the end of this thing, and if they are going to end up with the gold. I don't think that's a bad situation. I don't think there's a bad case where you have Anthony Edwards as your best player on any team. He's arguably the best player on his team with the Timberwolves. Obviously the argument between him and Cat, but I think you would, naturally give Ant Edwards the slight advantage. As we know that Ant is very explosive. I think it's no secret that he's the best, not just overall player, but to break it down into more subcategories, he's the best finisher on his team, and will be the best paint scorer. We obviously know that Ant is 6'4", 225, was the number 1 player coming out of high school, and also the number 1 pick coming into the NBA draft back in 2020 from out of Georgia, then drafted by the Minnesota Timberwolves and staying with them until present day now. So now let's take a look at what Ant did in his All-Star season last year with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So last year he played a total of 79 games where he averaged 25 points, about a block per game, 2 steals, 4 assists, and 6 rebounds, shooting 46% from the field, 37% from 3, and 76% from the free throw line, averaging about 36 minutes per game. Now to take a look at Ant's resume. He was a McDonald's All-American in 2019, SEC Rookie of the Year in 2020, second team All-SEC in 2020, NBA All-Rookie First Team in 2021, and this year was an NBA All-Star. Now let's move forward to someone who I'm actually very excited to talk about. One of the more forgotten about guys, not just on this team, but in the league in its entirety. Tyrese Halliburton, number 0 point guard from the Indiana Pacers, 6'5", 185. I really love Tyrese Halliburton's game. I think he's going to be one of the more surprising players to actually break into stardom on this USA men's basketball team roster. Um, I think he should be starting. If I remember correctly, I'm gonna check up on it and make sure we'll see whether I'm incorrect or correct about that. But he definitely should be starting. With him being 6'5", I believe he can play the two guard alongside Jalen Brunson to where they can play together. I don't think as good as he is, I don't believe he should be a backup on this particular team with this squad and who's on the team. I mean, he has great size. He's a great defender. Definitely the best facilitator and passer and playmaker on this team. One of the better shooters. I wouldn't know if I would consider him the best shooter, but if that would be a statement to withhold, um, I wouldn't totally be against it. It's a legit argument. It's not like it's um, a far fetched statement. So looking back at what he did last season with the Indiana Pacers, he averaged 21 points a game, 2 steals, 10 assists. You hear that? So 20 and 10. Um, which just shows you his great passing and playmaking ability and how well he's able to get his teammates involved, which is a great necessity to have on a team with such a great roster like this team is. Along with 4 rebounds, shooting 49% from the field, 40% from three, and 87% from the free throw line. And Wilson's entering the league in 2020 as the first round 12th overall pick by the Sacramento Kings. He has a second team All Big 12 in 2020 back in college, NBA All Rookie First Team in 2021, and NBA All Star in 2023. So next up on the list, we have number 3 from the New York Knicks, small forward, Mr. Josh Hart. Josh Hart is 6'4", 215. He's going to probably be one of the 3-and-D guys of the team, who can kind of get you that open spot up three, catch and shoot three, and also be able to guard one of the better offensive players on the other side of the ball, which is great defense at his size, being able to guard positions technically, depending on the team, 1 through 3 or maybe 4 in most situations. Josh Hart is coming off of one of his best seasons of his career, arguably the best season of his career with the New York Knicks, which also led to him getting a major extension deal this offseason, tying him in with the Knicks for, I believe, the next 3 or 4 years or so. So, Josh Hart is definitely playing and getting his money's worth with his great play on both sides of the ball. Just last season, he got so he started the year off in Portland and was later on traded to the New York Knicks. So with Portland this season, in 51 games, he averaged about 10 points, 1 steal, 4 assists, 8 rebounds, shooting 50% from the field, 30% from three, and 73% from the free throw line in 51 games, averaging 33 minutes a game. And when he got to New York, he also averaged 10 points as well, maintaining the same amount of steals, assists, slightly less rebounds, only 1 less though, shooting a higher percentage with 59% from the field, 51% from three, and 79% from the free throw line. So basically, when he got to the Knicks, his percentages went up, but his point differential between all the other categories didn't necessarily change, and if they did, it wasn't by a large margin. And now to go through Josh Hart's resume, he has his number 3 retired by the Villanova Wildcats, the Robert V. Geezy Trophy in 2017, 2-time Big East Tournament Most Outstanding Player, Big East All-Freshman Team in 2014, Big East Sixth Man of the Year in 2015, 2-team First Team All-Big East, Big East Co-Defensive Player of the Year, Big East Player of the Year, Julius Urban Award in 2017, Senior Class Award in 2017, Third-Team All-American in 2016, Consensus First-Team All-American in 2017, and was also part of the NCAA Championship team back in 2016 with Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Dante DiVincenzo, etc. Next up on the list, we have number 14 from the New Orleans Pelicans, 6'8", small forward, Brandon Ingram. Bi is definitely another one of the great players on this team. It's gonna be another very key role player, not role player actually, but key starter um, on this team, and will definitely be another one of the catalysts towards the great success that this team is going to have in the FIBA World Cup. So he was the second pick, I'm sorry, in the first round of the 2016 draft by the LA Lakers, coming out of Duke. Last season with the Pels, he averaged 25 points, about a steal per game, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, shooting 40% from the field, 39% from three, and 88% from the free throw line, playing about 45 games and averaging 34 minutes a game. So to not piggyback on his resume, he was North Carolina Mr. Basketball in 2015, first team Parade All-American in 2015, McDonald's All-American in 2015, ACC Rookie of the Year in 2016, second team All-ACC in 2016, AP Honorable Mention All-American in 2016, NBA All-Rookie second team in 2017, NBA Most Improved Player in 2020, and NBA All-Star in 2020. All right, so now, because I want to get this episode out for y'all as soon as possible, I'm kind of just speed run through the rest of the roster instead of trying to, go through their stats and their accolades. Not, I'm just going to kind of run through it and just give you my thoughts as I go. So, where we left off at, next they have, Jaren Jackson, center for the Memphis Grizzlies, Cam Johnson, forward from the Brooklyn Nets, Walker Kessler, center from the Utah Jazz, forward from the Milwaukee Bucks, Bobby Portis, and guard from the LA Lakers, Austin Rivers. Now, I'm going to go back and try to find their starting five and then give you my opinion. Okay, so after tracking down their starting five that they rolled with for their first couple of exhibition games was Jalen Brunson at the 1, Anthony Edwards at the 2, Mikal Bridges at the 3, Brandon Ingram at the 4, and Jaren Jackson at the 5. Not a bad starting five, but in my opinion, if I'm Team USA, the five that I probably would roll out there with would be Tyrese Halliburton at the 1. Actually, rephrase that. I would have Jalen Brunson at the 1, Tyrese Halliburton at the 2, Anthony Edwards at the 3, Mikal Bridges at the 4, and Jaren Jackson at the 5. And let players like Brandon Ingram, Mikal Bridges, not Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, Brandon, Cam, guys like that, let them be on the bench instead. They're not necessarily big. They're kind of small in a sense, but not too small. I think if you have a bench that is constructed of Paolo Banchero, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Cam Johnson, Walker Kessler, Bobby Portis, and Austin Reeves, that's not bad at all. Also to consider that your starters are Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jaren Jackson Jr. That gives you a great balance between offense and defense between those five, stacking up against other teams. I do still think, all things considered, when you have this team constructed with this personnel and you have a coaching staff that consists of Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, Tyronn Lue, and Mark Few, you definitely got what it takes on both levels from personnel and a staff standpoint to get it done and win the gold in the FIBA World Cup. So far in the Team USA, the FIBA World Cup showcase, they've beaten Puerto Rico 117-74, Slovenia 92-62, and Spain 98-88. And this Friday they are playing Greece and Abu Dhabi. If you want to watch that, it's going to be on FS1. And then Sunday again in Abu Dhabi on Fox against Germany. Obviously, looking at, I think the teams that to bring the biggest challenge towards Team USA is Slovenia having Luka Doncic, I think Canada just has a great team top to bottom. Obviously, France has been a a tough team to beat for years to come. Well, I mean, years in the past, actually. The Dominican Republic looks pretty good this year. Um, Greece obviously is no team to you know dispute, and then also Spain. But this is my little I can call it a rant. It's not necessarily a rant, but just me rambling about my thoughts on Team USA and what I think they're gonna do this season. Not this season, but this FIBA World Cup. And I appreciate you guys for listening. If you are on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel and on the video. You know what I'm saying? Tell a friend, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your pet lizard, tell your front door, your back door, the chair in your kitchen. Nah, but yeah, get me out there. If you're on Spotify, don't forget to give the channel a 5-star rating. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. All love. Y'all have a great rest of your Wednesdays. And I will see you guys Friday. Always remember, don't underestimate, appreciate. And I'm gone.